dreams, left the sunshine behind. Now Arkansas calls, where the land's untamed and wild. Gary, Mary, Miller, we're carving out of space, building a homestead at our own pace. Welcome to Junktojems.
All right, good morning. Well, today we got to install a new dog door. The old one has finally just had enough. Let me show it to you. Like it's torn, everything. It's seen its better days. So today we're gonna install this new one. Now this is battery operated, and this the lock actually locks on there. So it's got a fancy timer on it, the whole 9 yards, so you can set your timer for when your dogs come in and out or your cats come in and out, and it'll lock itself, so you don't even have to mess with it. If you want them in at a certain time, guess what? You can set it, call them in, make sure they're in. If not, they locked out for the night or locked in for the night, one of the two, whichever you prefer. So we're gonna get to busy installing that. Let me show you. I've already got the other one out, obviously, and we've got this hole here, and this hole has to be modified. So I've got to cut this plywood back, put another piece on there, fill in the back side, and make a nice little 2x6 box out of it. We were going to wait for a little bit on that, but we decided to go ahead and get it done because this one is in such bad shape. And we're going to go ahead and get her done. So let's come along. Let's show you how to do this. We got part of it in there. Let's see if we can slide over there, Short. See if we can get her screwed back down. Alright, now, back up. Now this one does, I'll show you some cool features on this one. This one actually has an insulating flap right there, and then a secondary flap outside. So, let's see. Gotta figure out how Mary got it to open now.
Arrows.
Okay.
You push down.
So you can open and close it just with a quick button like that.
With this, oh,
Did you have to hold the button up? Well, there we go. Voila! One automatic door opener installed. That's pretty awesome. All right, let's see how the dogs like it. All right, come on, guys. Come on, babies. There's one, 2, and 3. All right. You like that, huh? You like that smoke? What do you think, buddy? Huh? Bandy Ben, what do you think? Oh, do you like it too? Yeah? Alright, so that's what we got. One more project down. Alright, so we'll bring you back for our next project. It looks like it's going to rain again here in just a short. Again. I know, we're sick of it. But I'm going to try and find something else to get into. So let me put all these tools up and I'll be back. Good morning, y'all. Today, as you've seen, in the video yesterday, I was talking to you about some of the stuff that I did yesterday. So you'll see that in today's video, and you've already seen that this morning, or you'll see it sometime in this video anyway. But this morning, I come out here and these guys are out here trying to trim these power lines. You know, because when we talk about losing our power out here, you'll see this tree right here. It likes to bounce off them 2 power lines right there and makes our power go out for a second. Then it comes back on. And then down there you can see that big willow tree down there. And that one does the same thing, bounces off them power lines and flickers our power whenever we have storms. So they're coming back and they're gonna trim that one up, and they're gonna trim the other one up behind it right there. And then go down there and they're gonna trim that one up down there. And they've already butchered up our big tree right here, but you know, it is what it is. They got to do what they got to do, so I'm not stressing it too bad. Looks like we need to get the mower out here. This stuff's getting high already down through here, and David just bush hogged this a few days ago, so I guess I got to fire my bush hog up or get that push mower out there, push weed eater. But like I say, you can see here where they took quite a bit of it off that tree. I wish they'd have left this part way down low right here, but that's all right. So I'm sure these guys will come back, and they're supposed to the other guys come back and they mulch it all up. At least then I'll be able to get them to dump a load back here. But I got all that there. And like I said, they're supposed to come down there and clean up the rest of that, so who knows. But as you can see, my pipe is still doing awesome. I did good on that one. Screwed up on the other one, but did good on that one. So let's go down here and check our ditch and see if our ditch is filled back up, because I've already had the pump running an hour or 2 this morning. As hard as it rained yesterday, you know, all the water's now working its way into the pond, and then of course the overflow is coming out here to the ditch. And then I just pump it down. Yep, full again. So at least this part's full anyway. Looks like the rest of that's staying pretty good up there. That's the overflow part right through there. So eventually, like I said, I'll be smoothing all that out and putting a few of these pipes in it to get it to come out here, so that we can bury all that and have a nice lawn there. And this way the water will just go through the pipes and come out here, and eventually I'll get it to go down that way at some point when it all dries up enough so I can get back in there. You know, even the tree guys were complaining about, you know, so much rain And he said, no, we're doing pretty much a storm damage in it right now, so I get it. He said they're not working their regular stuff, you know, like where they go down there and just trim a road up, you know. They're mainly doing storm damage, and he says like that's 6 days a week, and we're only supposed to work 4. So, but this morning I've been working on prepping the barn and getting it ready for that project in there, because you know we got no room in there to store anything, y'all. So we've been having to move a lot of stuff out and a lot of stuff out of the way, and finding a place to keep it temporarily while we do that, while we get ready for that. So that's what I've been doing this morning. And yeah, I'm not gonna put a lot of that on our video, just because that's a lot of our personal stuff that's involved with that, you know. And that's one of those things that, you know, some things you just keep personal, you know what I mean? So you don't need to be seeing all of our personal stuff. So anyway, you'll see the project when it happens, because then we'll have all of our personal stuff out of the way, and you'll see the job actually get done, which is, I'm hoping maybe we can get some of that done sometime this week. Mary's out there, got a project right now going that she's trying to do, and I'm waiting on the switch for the backhoe, so really can't move any of that. Jeff's machine, still waiting on the Freon. So whenever he gets the Freon over here, I can start working on that. But in the meantime, just waiting on it to dry. Now it was raining again just a few minutes ago, back over there on the mountain. In fact, it looks like it's still raining back there a little bit. As you can see, it's all a little foggy over there. But didn't make it to our property, thankfully. I did feel a couple of light sprinkles come at me, but I think that was just the wind blowing it from where it was raining over there. So fortunately, I'm not seeing, it's just cloudy right now, so it's not, the sun's not coming out to dry everything out. But now they're telling us we've got excessive heat warnings coming this week. Feels like temperatures 110, 115. So you go from rain to that. So, you know, I think it's, you know, the feels like temperature has to do with the humidity in the air. And, you know, in Florida, we're used to that. So this is what it is. We will, we'll keep on trucking, and you know, when it dries out, it dries out. That's all we can do. So we'll keep on getting after it. But as you can see, all water everywhere still. And, you know, I'll start getting some of these rocks out of here, which I'm probably going to start doing here pretty soon, probably in the next few days. Just a little bit at a time. I'll just bring Bertha over here and set the bucket up and just start filling it up with rocks, and then I'll take them over there and pile them up and get them ready for that. Because you know, we do have a project that we're going to be doing over here, 2 projects actually over there, here real soon. But we're trying to collect the materials. We thought we were going to be able to collect the materials faster, but life gets in the way. Normal life gets in the way. That's all you can do about it. Nothing, not a darn thing. You just let life happen and keep on smiling and keep on trucking and keep on pushing every day. So, tree guys should be back anytime. You know, they gotta, I guess they're supposed to eat lunch too. I don't know why, but you know, some people just gotta eat. No, I'm kidding. So who knows, they'll be back, and they'll start cutting some of them trees. Maybe I'll see if I can get them to let us get some of that on video of them operating their bucket. And let things dry, man. Just keep letting her dry. That's all we can do. And let's see what else we got. Oh, I do have to, I don't know, today I'm just gonna keep working inside the barn, I guess. And maybe once I get some of this stuff removed, I'll show you some of the other things that I'm gonna be prepping for that. You know, because I do have to move some electrical around, add a couple of more outlets there, prep for some stuff that's going to be going in there with this other project. So that's a lot of what's going to happen there. So I'll probably be showing you that here on some of this video here too as well today. Just maybe a little bit of it, but I don't know. All depends. All depends on if they're going to let me talk or not. See? Well, are they going to let me talk or not? Huh. A pretty boy. So the new dog door, y'all. We had to entice them a couple of times because this guy's basically 3 flaps there. One on the inside, there's one on the outside, and there's an insulated flap in the middle. So it was freaking them out a little bit trying to go in and out of it. But now they're finally starting to get it. You know, it's been, see, I installed it yesterday morning. Yeah, so anyway, I went out there and was going to work on some stuff in the shop. And yeah, it's just too muddy out there, y'all. So I'm going to hang out here with these tree guys here and make sure nothing gets hurt or they don't get hurt. But you know, I want to get that thing down. So we'll hang out for a few minutes, let some things more dry out. And at least we got some sun trying to dry stuff out now. So hopefully we'll make that happen. Mother Nature can do her thing. But after these guys get done, looks like I'm going to have a bunch of tree limbs to pick up and get out here to the road so they can get to them. And they'll be back by here, I guess, hopefully in a day or two, and take care of that stuff. But they're over here loading up now after cutting that one branch, trying to move down here to this one. Not a job I think I would like, especially when you're dealing with high voltage, you know, a lot. Nah, I think they can keep that part. You know, I climbed towers for a job for a couple of years, and that job, that ain't nothing. That height doesn't bother me. Being in that little bitty bucket hanging up around power, that bothers me. So here he comes. He's gonna set his cones out here. No, don't do it. See, you gotta be all professional out here. Drop zone. Don't step in that, you'll get hurt. So this side here, they're going to try and just take that whole tree out for us there. And at least with all of that being gone off the power line like that, that'll help dry everything out around this edge over here, and this is what we're hoping for. So I told them they can take that whole tree down if they want to. And then they're going to try and get all of that other stuff right there, because you see how it goes up in there in a bigger tree. And that will help dry that corner out some. Not hurting my feelings a bit. One thing about them hydraulic saws, you ain't just gonna sit there and pull the trigger and have to worry about it binding or not having enough power to turn that blade. Take it all. Now the challenging question, can he get up there and get those? Look at that. Like a dedicated professional. Now here's the question. Would you do that job?
the sunshine behind. Now Arkansas calls, where the land's untamed and wild. Gary, Mary, Mary, we're carving out of space, building a homestead at our own pace. Welcome to Junktojems, where the work never ends. Off-grid living with our family and friends. We got houseboats to build and tractors to mend. Join the journey, let the adventure begin. From the four-wheelers we're fixing to tiny house dreams. Every day's a challenge, but it's sweeter than it seems. Downsizing our life, but living more free. Come along, share this life with me. Welcome to Junktojems, where the work never ends. Off-grid living with our family and friends. We got houseboats to build and tractors to mend. Join the journey, let the adventure begin. From the live chats, we'll tell you what's new. Sharing our progress and projects with you. From Florida's coast to Arkansas hills.
Yeah, so when Xylem comes around to trim your trees, y'all, it's easier just to let them do their thing, you know. They got a job to do like anybody else. And yeah, you know, you may not like some of the trees they trim, but you know what? They got to do it for a reason. So try not to give them a hard time. Most of them guys I've met so far are really, really nice. In fact, I haven't met any of them that were not nice yet. So y'all go check, let them do their thing. But anyway, I'm gonna quit the video for today. Y'all can go check us out. Go tell all your friends, come see Junktojems, because you never know what kind of junk we're gonna turn into a gem. All right, we'll see y'all tomorrow. Thanks for watching. Oops, trying to get my finger in there again.